Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, we're going to talk about, I think, books 8 and 9 of the Clone Wars Comic Digest series. This one's called Defenders of the Lost Temple. Basically, there's this Master Bink, is how I think you pronounce her name. She's a Twi'lek. She has some other Padawan with her. I can't remember her name or her species. Kind of looks humanish a little bit, but kind of with crazy hair, maybe a yellow tint to her skin. So they're on a mission to retrieve what's this kind of gauntlet or whatever. And they're going into this old Jedi fortress who had put up traps to safeguard the gauntlet into falling into the wrong hands. And the whole time they're there, there's this clone called Glitch. He's called Glitch because something's wrong with him. Glitch thinks he can use the Force. Now he can't, but he always tries to do a force push when he loses his gun or tries to, meditate on the Force, but yet there is no Force in him at all. The Padawan feels sorry for him, so they become friends, and she goes, "You just want to be a Jedi, right?" He said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, the Force is in every living thing, so in a way you do have the Force." And she went, "You know what? I never know if I always wanted to be a Jedi or not." He went, "What do you mean?" Because she got chosen at a young age before she even had a choice. And she's like, I kind of always wondered what my parents were like, and maybe I was better off not being a Jedi. So here's a clone wanting to be a Jedi and a Padawan not really sure if they want to be a Jedi. Anyway, as they kind of, overcome all these traps, the last trap they find the gauntlet in. The Master Bink tries to grab the gauntlet, realizes it is so full of dark side energy, it's a danger for anyone to, take on their own. So she puts it back in puts the trap back in place, says, "Let me call the council, see what they want to do," because that thing is full of dark side magic. Maybe we don't want to free it. We didn't know what type of, gauntlet this was. And while they're waiting for word overnight, Death Watch Mandalorians attack. And there's another clone trooper who has a Death Watch emblem on his helmet because he thinks Death Watch is the baddest of the bad. And, he's a clone. He's the baddest of the bad, too. But when Death Watch shows up, they see him with the emblem. He goes, "Oh, so you want to be one of us, huh? Sure, I'll make you an honorary Death Watch. Kill that Jedi." And of course, the clone can't because that's going against programming. So he realizes he's not really part of Death Watch, and Death Watch isn't always something to idolize, I guess. Well, eventually they're going to fight off the Mandalorians, save the day, but the whole temple collapses in around them. That's what happens is Glitch, of course, is the hero. He grabs a lightsaber, and he doesn't really know how to battle with a lightsaber, but he knows how to sword fight a little bit. And he fights the Mandalorian who has that black saber that was in the Clone Wars cartoon. And they fight for a little while, and then Glitch, on purpose, trips a trap that he did the first time to kind of stop them, and then trips another trap that they didn't trip last time because the Jedi figured out there's a bunch of holes in the wall and you have to put a lightsaber through one of them to open it up. The other ones will destroy the temple. And Glitch goes, "Here, I don't even need the Force to do this. I just have to be at the right place at the right time. That's who I am. I'm Glitch. I always just happen to be at the right place at the right time, or wrong place at the right time or something." And so while the whole temple's collapsing in on itself, Death Watch escapes, runs away. The Jedi and the clones escape. Glitch dies. At least we think he dies. And at the end, the Padawan decides to quit the Jedi Order to go reunite with their parents. And Master Bink understands and says, "No, don't be upset. This is the Force has led you here, then go." So she's thankful for that. And then meanwhile, through the rubble, out comes Glitch, and he's wearing the gauntlet. You're thinking, oh no, is he going to be a dark Jedi now? And he takes off the gauntlet, sticks it onto a cylinder rock, throws the rock into the river, so it will drop all the way to the bottom, thereby eliminating anyone finding the gauntlet, I guess. And then Glitch kind of looks up at the river and goes, "Ah, the Force flows." It's just like, okay, I guess. It's a nice little story. It's not that bad. Not the best one, but not bad. The last one is called the Smugglers Code. Obi-Wan is pursuing a criminal from his past. I remember doing a review about this and saying, man, I really wish they'd have mentioned that villain in Jedi Apprentice. I really wish they would have reached out to Jude Watson and gone, "Hey, what's some things out of Obi-Wan's Padawan past that you never got to wrap up? that you would, or you know, or was there something that we could put in his past there? It'd be nice to have that connection. They don't have that connection. There's just some criminal that Obi-Wan even tells the criminal who he killed. And Obi-Wan swore as a Padawan so many years ago that he would bring him to justice. So he sees him on this beach. I guess he and Anakin and Ahsoka are having some time off from the war. And then Obi-Wan just goes, you know, crazy and starts chasing him and not asking for help, you know, from Anakin or Ahsoka. He just runs off chasing this guy. And when he captures him, he hires a smuggler to take them to this planet so he can, you know, put him into custody. And the smuggler betrays Obi-Wan, you know, because the criminal said, I'll give you 400 credits if you betray him and free me. So the smuggler does. You know how the smuggler gets the drop on Obi-Wan? By just pointing a blaster at him. What? Battle droids point 1,000,000 blasters at you. You don't put down your lightsaber. You're usually chopping them all up. But one he's an older smuggler. I didn't get that. That's really the only bad part in this. The rest of it's okay because the smuggler's name is Rook. No one trusts him because he lives by the Smugglers Code, which means you always go where the money is. You keep betraying people into, I guess that's Villy's code too, now that I think about it. Go with the person who has the most money. But, so Rook is doing that as well. Obi-Wan's trying to give him a better life. Maybe he can join the Republic and kind of, you know, bring some respect back into his life. He says, oh, really? Y'all take me? Oh, I finally found a home. But then in the end, Rook betrays Obi-Wan again because he finds out, oh, there may be a better deal turning in this Jedi. And eventually Rook will get arrested, too, for betraying the Jedi. And Obi-Wan's like, someday, Rook, maybe you'll understand to trust people more or whatnot. But then he recaptures this criminal, this killer or whatnot. And Obi-Wan goes, I'm taking you in. Finally, I'm living out my promise. I told you I would be the one to bring you to justice, and I will. And he pauses and goes, ask for help. And so he asks Anakin and Ahsoka, who, when Obi-Wan was in over his head, when he got betrayed by Rook, Anakin and Ahsoka were the ones that kind of followed him and saved him at the last minute. And he realizes he should have asked for help. This is Obi-Wan's lesson to start asking for help more. I don't know. And so he pauses and goes, no, I need to ask Anakin and Ahsoka to help accompany me on this mission. Okay, it's not like Obi-Wan is, you know, independent on his own. Anakin's the one that needs to ask for help. Obi-Wan's always the more level-headed one, so it's kind of, a lot of this is out of Obi-Wan's character. And I think just whoever wrote this had a great idea and just really wanted to do something with Obi-Wan, but that he would not ask for help, that he'd go rushing head first into a situation without asking for help is a little weird. Also, there is, speaking of bad art here, there's something at the end where Ahsoka's doing a pose. She's got her lightsaber and Obi-Wan's lightsaber, and it's like out in front of her, and her legs are spread out, and her whole body's leaning forward, and her lightsabers are at different angles. I'm guessing he was trying to make a cool pose, but it's like, how is she doing that without falling over? Again, the artwork, it isn't the best at times in these. Even though this isn't the worst one. I just remember that pose at the end by Ahsoka. I was like, how is she staying balanced like that? How does it even work? But I mean, overall, not too bad. Just really not in Obi-Wan's character to have an old-time smuggler get the drop on him with a single blaster pointed at him. And then secondly, why Obi-Wan would just go in head first. Now, they say it's because one of his friends, Janik, whoever that is, died at the hands of this criminal. And so he's always sworn vengeance or always sworn justice one day, and that's what got him hot-headed enough not to ask for help. Well, maybe instead make the lesson like, Anakin, sometimes I guess we all lose sight of, the mission, or, we lose sight, we jump in head first before. Maybe he gets to understand Anakin more, because Anakin jumps in head first on everything, because Anakin leads with his heart instead of his mind. And maybe Obi-Wan's turn to do this and realize that, yeah, Anakin, it's easier said than done, isn't it? That'd have been a better lesson than Obi-Wan just needs to learn how to ask for help. I don't know. Anyway, those are the comic books there. I'll talk to you next time with another video.